Hello and welcome. We have some Alien Isolation fun to get in with here. I am joined by Nico. Nico, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nico Hart. I've speedrun Alien Isolation quite a lot. I've done it on various controllers, steering wheel, DJ decks, and I love the game extremely. Now, James, talk about yourself, because you've done a lot of things with Alien recently, haven't you?
Yeah, so I am likewise an Alien Isolation speedrunner. I've been doing plenty with this category, which is essentially the all glitches category. I've been working with the no major glitches category. I've done 100%, low percent, all missions, silly runs, like locker percent, where you get in every locker. I've done a lot in this game. And so I am very, very excited to show you the CC+FPS category, which is essentially the all glitches category. So we're going to be doing a lot of rather unusual things, playing the game in a way that you don't really expect it to be played. So you'll see pretty quickly just exactly what we mean.
So there's a fun thing about the CC+FPS. If you do the any percent for this run, it's about 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's
literally you complete the game in 8 minutes. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be showing the old missions version of it, which is like from chapters 1 to 19. We're going to be playing the game as in order as we can, but just
exactly.
It's going to be quite the show.
We get to at least see some of the game this way, rather than just skipping right to the end.
Exactly.
So the only thing to check before we get started is, did we meet the incentive to change it from novice to nightmare?
Oh, indeed we did.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Ready to make you... Oh, it doesn't sound like you're suffering, so...
Don't worry,
I mean, it does say it right there. Look, Nightmare is the ultimate level of difficulty. The greatest test is survivor skill. Warning for experienced survivors, experts only. Survivor stream treatment. Yeah.
Right, well...
I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Exactly. Well, if we're ready to get the run underway and start the timer, we shall get to the end of this first cutscene, and then we should be good to go.
Perfect. And I'll try to fill in as much lore as I can. It's been a minute, but I'm going to try my best. So when you're ready, time will start in...
Now, roughly.
Yeah, about now, yeah. All right, good luck, my friend. Good luck, good luck.
Okay, so we're going to start it off fairly slow in Mission 1. Mission 1 is very much an introductory mission. We're here to kind of set the scene, understand what's going on, and really just kind of get a feel for the impending doom that we're about to face.
So much impending doom, oh my goodness. So, the kind of the lore of what's going on right now. Oh, by the way, let's first off, before we do anything, this is FPS manipulation, yeah. Like, before we talk about lore, like, you're immediately thrown into what CC+FPS is.
Yeah, we're giving you a bit of a teaser there. So
yeah. So we haven't really explained what CC+FPS is too much. CC stands for crouch clipping. To crouch clip, what we do is we bind the mouse wheel to the crouch button. When you do it over like a certain amount of FPS, you can actually sort of like crouch so much, like that you can actually just go through doors.
Exactly.
Like
the FPS part of it means that we can toggle our frame rate down to silly low values. This not only means that it's way easier to crouch clip, but we can also get through thicker doors. And you'll see some rather obscene things later on in the run too that you don't get to do just by binding your crouch button to mouse wheel.
Like, we don't want to spoil it. It's a sight to behold, genuinely.
It is one of the more interesting categories when it comes to glitches, because goodness me, we break this game in ways that we thought was not possible. So what we're doing now is we're talking to the two NPCs. We're talking to both Samuels and Taylor. We've just talked to Taylor, and we're now talking to Samuels. And what we're doing for both of these NPCs is we are talking to them, initiating the dialogue by going over a trigger, which is right about here. Hopefully you can see the little pink dot on my screen, which is the useful crosshair. We're going to wait for Samuels to start moving, because that indicates that his dialogue has been skipped, which saves us a bunch of time, which is always good.
Of course.
And we're also doing things a little out of order. So people who may have played the game before will realize that, hang on a sec, aren't you meant to get dressed first?
She seems nervous.
Yeah, and so this is a strat which, as much as it's amusingly called Naked Ripley strat, because both of the NPCs tell us to go get dressed, it's also great because it's very marathon safe, and it potentially avoids a soft lock early on. So it actually has a serviceable purpose as well. But now that we've talked to both of the NPCs, one place where this really comes in quite useful is it eliminates all RNG for the remainder of the mission. Normally you have to wait for Samuels to actually walk up, and then slowly go through all the doors. Because we've done this in a weird out-of-order sequence, he just immediately teleports to the end. Now, while in theory this is technically just about a second or 2 seconds slower than doing it optimally, it means that really it's very chill in Mission 1. And so we have one last bit of dialogue to encounter with Verlaine, who's going to give us a bit of a brief on the fact that we're ready to go to Sevastopol. And then the chaos begins properly.
Absolutely. So for just a little bit of catch up lore-wise as well, basically this is 15 years after the initial Alien movie. So if you've not seen Alien, go watch Alien. Amazing movie. But basically, so we are Ellen Ripley's daughter, Amanda Ripley, and after 15 years, we're kind of just we should probably find out a little bit more about our mum. We don't really know what happened, so we kind of went along with this crew here to go on the escapade to try to find more information about what happened. But then, obviously, it's not as easy as they thought it might be. So
just a quick in and out, 20 minutes. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? This exactly goes wrong. This cutscene here that we literally just skipped is basically just meteoroid asteroids just coming through, severing the I think it's the EVA lines that are connected between the spacesuits and Samuels, Taylor, and Amanda. They all go spiraling. They somehow manage to land in Sevastopol through the sheer force of space.
Plus armor.
And plus armor. And we managed to land it this little bit here, but the cool thing that we can do here is we hold W whilst we are getting up, and that actually forgets the property that we're in a suit, and we can kind of just walk normally, getting towards the changing of clothes. Are we still, technically, did we actually change, or did we not change?
We technically changed.
Technically.
The real important thing about changing that is it enables us to run. And running, unsurprisingly for a speedrun, is really important. We will be running for most of the game because, well, aliens don't scare us much.
Exactly.
Sometimes. They scare us a lot more on Nightmare.
Tech, quickly, could I just get the game volume down in my headphones a little bit, please? Thank you.
Likewise, just a small bit for me too.
It's funny because the actual loudest part of the game is mission 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to audio balance for headphones and stuff like that. But regardless.
So here we're going to do a small little optimization where we're crouching just before entering the scripted cutscene. This is because there is a key mechanic in the game which is called pre-crouching, and rather aptly, it is where you crouch kind of unnecessarily. And this puts you into a pre-crouch state, whereby if ever you need to go into a small crawl space, the game will immediately just push you down and means that you don't have to wait in order to actually crawl into it. We have our first example of it right here, so we can just go straight down, and we are comfortably moving forwards. Now, it's not quite that simple, and it turns out that pre-crouching is the basis behind one of the biggest glitches in the entire game. Crouch clipping functions entirely because pre-crouching is a thing. Can't exactly tell you why, but if ever you try and crouch clip through anything, the game will just say a hard and fast no unless you actually pre-crouch. So you'll see me crouching before doors or whenever I have downtime, simply so that we get back into this pre-crouch state. And as such, doors become, well, less of an issue.
Yeah, they're a property, but nothing happens really. So it's
Yeah, so basically anytime there's a door, we're going to do our best to just go through it. Now, we can't do this for every door. However, in a vast majority of cases, you're going to see very quickly that things go vastly out of order. We are currently actually utilizing the fact that there are 2 guaranteed flares in this mission. Now, flares are liquid gold for us.
Yep.
They can be used to distract NPCs, including the alien, humans. It's a gold field for us, and so we really, really, really want to get these. We're now going to enter our first proper out-of-bounds section, but we fall into the void, into a cutscene trigger, and we're at the end of the mission. So we've now just skipped a 15-minute tutorial.
As easy as that. Literally as easy as that. Now, there was a little thing about that fall as well that's important, is that you're peaking as you fall to basically avoid taking any fall damage. Yes, you can take fall damage in Alien Isolation. Seems a bit weird because you're mostly on walking on floor, but if you're falling from a height, the game developers want to think, automatically make you just die, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight away.
The game is heavily incentivized to not use any vertical velocity at all. And so if ever you are in a position where you're either going up or down, the game very quickly says, you shouldn't be doing that. However, we've got some things to say about that later on in the run. Because even though the game doesn't want us to do it, well, we want to do naughty things in this run and, well, break the laws of physics, really.
No, I think the most important thing before anything, we are talking about the fact that this is the Nightmare incentive. Yeah, that's trippy. As you can tell, the HUD, there is nothing.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very hard to actually know how much bullets you have, how much health you have. James basically knows a lot of the damage values off the top of his head.
Yes.
It's all mathematicized, it's all spreadsheeted, literally the analysis behind the community to make sure that Nightmare runs can do just perfectly with every single shot, every single precision is...
It's crazy how much research has gone into it. So I actually did something which I shouldn't have done earlier, which was I ran directly through an electric wire, and it pulses on like roughly a half-second interval. Very luckily, I didn't get shocked by it, because otherwise that would have dealt an extra 20% of our health. Now, because we took a scripted fall way, way back in Mission 2, seems like an age ago now, but we took 28% of our health there. So we're currently chilling on 72%. Now, that sounds like a lot. However, that Revolver Human will gladly one-shot us. So it turns into very much a no-hit run at this point. So we basically can't get damaged, because Nightmare just says no.
Yep.
Here we're going to do a cool little out of bounds. Well, it's kind of out of bounds, but we fall down the stairwell onto the boxes, saves us having to run down the stairs, which, well, stairs are slow. Here.
And James, they've technically revealed the thing that we've been kind of alluding to. Just a tiny bit. You saw a little bit of a flow, but don't worry about it. You'll see more later.
You'll see more about it. So it turns out that, the game is not as well put together as we think. So we have a cutscene here. It is the very famous cutscene of the alien first emerging from the vent, telling you, uh-oh, you actually have a problem here. This is not a good time. So if we have any quick messages, now's a great time for an early one.
All right, fantastic. So, we do have a couple of great messages. First of all, Hitfast2 has donated $40. The comment reads, I used to work with Sneaky James, and he's always been a huge advocate for the speedrunner community. Look at him now. Prime time at ESA Winter. Proud of you, man. Thank you so much for the $40. And we have a $25 donation from .Cookie.
Hey.
Oh, Cookie.
Says, good luck, James. May the CC gods be on your side today. No crazy hamburger-style time loss.
Crazy hamburgers.
Due to doors working as they should. Keep on slaying for real.
Cookie swore that he would get crazy hamburgers into the run
He
somehow.
would, yeah. So I replicated it for him. The actual meme, perfect.
But I have a lot of thanks to give to Cookie, because he was the person who got me into this run. He has done an immense amount of glitch hunting in this category, so he has made significant contributions to this run, so definite thanks to him. Here we're using our first flare. So earlier I mentioned that flares are liquid gold. Oh, that has gone wrong. That's never what you want to hear. So the alien should go for the flare. It was meant to land down below rather than going up here.
It's still kind of working, though.
It should keep him away for long enough. But this way, we don't have an angry alien in a cutscene. Because, truth be told, if we have an angry alien in this cutscene, we have a reload. Very much a game over screen, because the alien will not hesitate to kill us here. Fortunately, though, we can just clip right through the door. We don't actually need the hack tool to work. Even though we picked it up, we didn't actually pick the thing up that fixed it. So this gives us a rather awkward situation where we can't use the hack tool yet.
Yep.
Now, fortunately, we can get around it, but it gives us some problems, because the game really wants you to have the hack tool here. Now we're in Mission 4 already. So this is the first mission where we're going to be playing a reasonable amount of it normally. Reasonable, not all of it.
I know, playing a game normally,
Gosh, couldn't be me.
But for the most part, once we've got the hack tool, there should be a scene where we actually find a flight recorder, which would have contained the message from Ellen Ripley, but unfortunately, it's been lost to time through degradation, miswiring, stuff like that. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get the kind of closure that we need this early in the game. I know, 11 minutes into the game. It would have been lovely if that was done in 11 minutes. But for the most part, we need to go further in, because there might be something more. For more information,
I've done a goof.
I
forgot the revolver. Okay, so we were meant to pick up the revolver. I'm going to have to do some improv here. So, we have a backup flare. Oh dear. Yeah, so I meant to tell you to remind me to pick up the revolver. This is a problem. So this human has a revolver. And because they have a revolver, they're really unhappy with us. So we're going to have to hope that they go for the flare. And if they don't, yeah, we might have problems.
So technically, this wasn't my fault, because you forgot to remind me to
I
remind
forgot
you.
to tell you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's my bad.
It's okay.
So,
it's okay.
We're going to, this is literally entirely improv. I have not practiced this at all. But there's an android through there, which should go to the human. You can hear them shooting at each other. Well, one of them shooting at the android. And hopefully the android will kill the human. If not, we have a real problem. A real problem. So you remember how I said that the revolver human will one-shot us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
We're at death % at the moment. So,
So basically, you got an extra difficulty for the cost of an incentive. So To an extent.
It's all planned.
Yeah,
surely.
absolutely. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, God.
It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's going to plan. You know, I was telling Nico earlier, like, oh, I practiced this loads. I've made sure everything's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't practice mission 3.
Look,
Whoops. You know that flare as well?
Lied to me.
I didn't lie to you. I said I practiced parts.
Parts, yeah. I mean,
I just
you're
practiced mission
truthful
1.
about that bit. It's fine. But there's a fun little thing that was going to be happening here. Like, when you're a bit of a distance away from the androids, you can literally just go to the back of this prompt here without having to do all 3 puzzles and just get into the cutscene. Easy peasy.
So one thing I haven't actually explained is you can see I'm kind of running diagonally here, and Ripley occasionally grunts. This is because it is a trick called silent running. And this is really useful because being able to run silently in a game that is predominantly noise-based is very, very strong.
And a nightmare.
On
They can hear
Nightmare.
you a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, so any noise we make, and they can still hear us if my silent running isn't perfect. So you'll see the cutscene. Oh, that's a unique one. Okay.
Oh.
Don't worry. Just we need to take a save here anyway.
Yep.
For safety save purposes, this should, I really hope, open up the elevator.
Yeah.
If not, then we have a
Usually
problem.
for any other run, if the door is shut, there usually is a soft lock and you'd have to reset. On a
There we go.
Oh, everything's fine, kind of.
surely scripted.
Okay, so here we go. Here comes the
This
fun
is-
out-of-bounds section.
Yeah.
So
what we can explain here is when we toggle our frame rate to silly low values, gravity is actually tied to the frame rate. So we can just kind of float. Now, one discovery that was made quite recently by myself is that it's possible to clip in bounds here. And so we can just skip the entire exit sequence. We go just up the stairs to activate a mission sequence, a mission like trigger, and that just says, yeah, you've done the whole thing. Sure.
Easy.
This allows us to skip loads of androids. It skips loads of just shenanigans that we really don't want to deal with. Aliens lurking in the vents.
And pick up revolver.
I can't.
Is it just?
It's gone. It is gone.
So this is the true nightmare experience.
This is yeah. So that shouldn't. It's going to be bad. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's all going to plan. Nobody can tell you otherwise.
Nightmare death percent is absolutely fine.
This is not going to be death percent. It's an impromptu locker percent. We're just going for every locker in the game. We're hiding. We're going to go 6 hours over estimate. Tech team, I hope you're in for the long haul. I'm kidding. Please,
Yeah,
please, I'm kidding.
We've got the long shot down at the end of the
I was going to say, you got my run afterwards.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll hear anyway.
Yeah, Nick's not going anywhere.
No,
fine.
hopefully it should be okay.
I know you got this. You're an extremely talented runner, so
Well, you're too kind.
breathe, relax, and
No,
let
I
the
know.
aliens not consume you.
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah.
It's the humans I'm scared about now.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
one real benefit of the revolver is we can actually get rid of the humans. Now, we can't do the same to the alien. Until we actually get the flamethrower later, which we will be getting.
Yeah, that would be our
Please.
most necessary tool, and the shotgun as well, really.
The shotgun is essential as well. Mm-hmm. Both of them are very, very important tools. The flamethrower obviously is very, very well known for being kind of the get out of jail free card. Because we're on Nightmare, the fuel gets consumed very, very quickly.
Yep.
So we
It's
don't
kind of
get
funny,
much.
actually. Like the matter of fact that like the difficulty actually increases and decreases the consumption.
Yes.
It's
So
it's
doubles
interesting.
it.
Yeah, it doubles. Yeah.
We will use something, and I'm skipping ahead quite a bit here.
Yeah.
But we'll use something called bursting, which is where we just tap a puff of fuel at the alien, and we can do 3 of those, and that will normally get the alien up. For marathon safety purposes, I'll likely go for 4 because it's a bit more consistent. But again, it means that we only really get to make the alien up vent 6 times at a stretch. And so that means that we have to be quite careful as to where we use the fuel.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about like where we are in the story right now as
Yeah,
well.
it's a good
So obviously we've reconnected with Taylor, we've reconnected with Samuel as well. Unfortunately, Taylor during the tumbly in the space, unfortunately.
Technical term.
Yeah, tumbly. They took a bit of damage in space, so we've been kind of tasked to obviously get themselves like a trauma kit, like a medical kit basically, so that we can try to actually help them out and get them back to full like walking health and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
she was kind of on the floor in pain. We're just like, okay, I'm going this way.
Unfortunately, though, we're not doing this mission as planned. Instead, we're doing it
Yeah.
entirely backwards. Literally, the whole thing backwards. So normally you have to go talk to Dr. Coleman. He then tells you, you should check Dr. Morley's room. You find out that Dr. Morley isn't there, and there's a key code. Then you see the alien and everything's bad. and most people get stuck in this area for a very long time. However, instead, if you just go to the keycard at the end, Coleman's like, oh yeah, sure, I've already told you all this stuff. And so he will now start walking to the end, which actually puts us on a timer, because Dr. Coleman expects the alien to be down for the end little cutscene, which means if we don't get back to him fast enough, but also don't spawn in the alien fast enough, we soft-log, which is not really what we want. So we are rushing to get to that terminal, we activate it, and now we are going to activate the alien and ignore it.
Yep. If you just press the right mouse button, then you can basically get yourself out of the animation lock.
I did try it. Muscle memory kicked in. But the alien here is actually stuck in a cutscene, or sorry, an animation. And it's actually still in an animation. And it's still in an animation. So we just run. We run the whole way, and it can't even hear us because we're just running. But because it's stuck in an animation, it's just like, yeah, sure, fine. I have to finish my animation before I can actually hear you and act like an alien. So one thing you can do at home is boot up the game, just run past the alien, run to the exit, no glitches used, it will never see you. You'll never see the alien. It is amazing. It's like the gateway drug to actually speedrunning this game, honestly. Here, rather than finding a trauma kit, we're just going back down the elevator.
Yep.
We have no time for any of this silly business. We're just out of here.
Silly rabbits, tricks like a kid.
Exactly. We don't need a med supply kit or anything like that. Taylor will recover. She's fine. Instead, what we're going to do is go out of bounds, because that's what we enjoy doing.
We love out of bounds, don't we? It's the best part about video gaming, yeah.
By toggling the frame rate, we can actually kind of fly over a multitude of soft block zones and kind of just go back through mission 5. It's... why? It's the weirdest route.
If it works, it works.
It
right?
does work. It may soft block me, but it does work.
Well, like I say, we're hoping for no soft blocks.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, we're coming up to what is one of the more notorious doors that just loves to soft block people. So fingers crossed it behaves, and it's just all good.
Well, don't let the door bumper you, yeah.
Oh no, we're just going to get stuck and launched out.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right, I think we might have time for just one donation,
Yes,
actually. Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure, I've got a quick one from Marix or Barracks. I'm actually not sure. I apologise. Reads comment. It says, James, you're running with English dialogue. Reset and switch to Italian.
No, well, so for people who don't know, Italian is normally the fastest the fastest language choice. However, in this specific run, also that door is the one that soft locks us normally.
Yep.
Getting through it first time is amazing.
that's amazing. GG.
thank
No
you.
soft lock. Let's go.
In this, we don't actually have to wait for any NPC dialogue. So as a result, language doesn't matter. So I figured we may as well just go for English dialogue, because you'll never hear it in any other
Yeah,
region.
literally. Yeah, it's been so long since I heard it. I
Yeah.
was actually just like, wait a second. Wait a second.
So we are coming up to mission 7, where we're meant to have an extra flare. I wonder where that went. So this, mission. Yeah, it'd help to have a revolver here, wouldn't it? So I'm kind
It
of
really would, actually.
I'm checking some. Oh,
You got a flare, though. That's fine.
it's all scripted. Who could possibly have seen this coming? Oh my goodness. That flare is not guaranteed. That is sheer dumb luck, for reference.
Look,
so it's fine.
One step forwards, 2 step backs. The game gives you a flare. Everything's fine.
It's all good. Oh my goodness.
Right, we
Okay.
will take a little bit of concentration for mission 7, because it is quite. It's a notorious mission. It's tough. So good luck, James.
Thank you. So yeah, mission 7 is infamous for killing speedruns left, right, and center.
Like that box.
Here we have Jeremy. He's in a good position. We may actually get away with this. I'm
I
going to
think so.
try. We can silent run past all the humans. They might see us. If they do, that's why we need the flare. Yeah. Oh, okay. It worked. I wasted the flare, but that's fine. So the dialogue didn't play ball. But what happens there is if the humans never see you, then all of the humans will just get killed by a scripted alien cutscene. Now, I don't have any way of dropping this flare. Okay.
Just
I-
throw it down.
For reference, you can normally take out the revolver, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'll just drop it. I tried taking out the revolver multiple times.
I think if you just like, well, I was going to say if you have your wrench, then you can just
I
give it.
don't have
But
a
you don't have a wrench, you don't have
Yeah,
a gun,
so
you just had a dumb luck, yeah.
We're on like a weird low percent-esque run.
Kinda, yeah.
We're losing a bit, but
Yeah.
what we're doing here is we are making sure that we are silent running near perfectly. The alien is incredibly aggressive here, so any footstep, any sound, the alien will be right on you. Normally, you do have one get out of jail free card with the revolver because there's an explosive canister that you can shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can actually talk about the alien a little bit as well. There's actually kind of like 2 AIs of the alien as well. Like it's going to be like the roaming and then the kind of like the listening aspect of it as well. Like it's very, very sensitive on nightmares, as you can imagine. But like its ability to be able to like actually navigate you and actually listen is... honestly, for the time that this release was like 2014, I think it was. It's very advanced.
Phenomenal. I mean, even if you play this game through casually now, and obviously
it's still scary.
Will not like this. Speedrunners very frequently get jump scared.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Absolutely do.
It's like when the RNG is awful in like mission 14, mission 7, we will actually be like, reset.
Mission 17 is one in particular that is infamous for catching people off guard. So here, I'm hoping the humans should be bugged. You saw them quickly glitch into position there.
Yep.
That is because the alien is going to appear behind them. We're going to try and line up ladder flex, which
is
where
that
you grab
was
the top of the ladder.
Oh, it's all like, okay, so context for ladder flex. Basically, if you look up at a certain point, you kind of like at the right position, you'll just launch all the way to the top of the ladder, then go down, and then you can go back up, saving about like 2 to 5 seconds. Easy.
No, it saves 0.2 seconds.
0.2 seconds. Brilliant.
It is entirely a flex because there is no practical purpose for it in speedruns. But that being said, I got a very rare, probably no time loss ladder flex, which is really cool to see. I just never go for that normally. So here we have mission 8, and mission 8 is kind of a filler mission. So here's a great time in case we have any messages. This is a lovely time where you've got a good minute.
Speaking of...
It's almost like you summoned it.
The run's on plan.
Do that again. Do that again. Nikos, thank you so much for the $50. And I hope you enjoy your Goosebump shirt when it arrives. The comments reads, wonderful 4 years knowing James, one of the greatest there is. Good luck tonight, mate. Wrong game maybe, but what? Orb.
Ooh, I sense some rivalry.
Thank you very much, Nick. Nick is a long-time friend and a fantastic person.
Time for a second.
We have one quick glitch here where we're going to quickly launch ourselves after the elevator and whoop.
I haven't actually seen that before. That's really cool.
So and so we're going to do a bit of running around, interacting with things. So we do have time for one more message.
Okay, great. Quick one. We've got a $10 donation. It's from Pekatum Mizamis, and I apologize already because I've absolutely, definitely butchered that. The comment reads, hi there, James. Wishing you lots of fun, good RNG, and nice beveling. Greetings from an old doomer.
Thank you very, very much. We may get shot here. Okay, we're good.
Good.
So, very, very conveniently, during that animation, you're actually immune to damage. If they shoot you after it, though, it's bad.
Yep.
So you saw I did heal. Come on, game, behave.
There we go.
Okay, we have an inactionable. That's fine. I just need to line this up very precisely. So if we go exactly here, we're using the scrap that you can barely see there as a visual aid. Ooh, we might be soft. We're not soft locked.
No.
Okay.
Good.
Good, and we can land down here in the
okay.
town. Thank goodness for that. Here is a problem, though. We're meant to fire a revolver shot to scare away some revolver humans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Turns out missing those revolvers is a bit more of a nuisance than I first thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan here is panic. But secondly, get into the tram as quickly as possible before we get shot. So I'm going to toggle the frame rate just to make sure that the humans don't just fire at me, because nightmare humans are insane.
Yep, single shots. If it's a shotgun, it's like you can get away from a couple. But
a shotgun, amusingly, deals 1/8 of our health. Mm-hmm. Even like point blank. A revolver shot, however, is a one shot.
Yep.
At point blank. The minimum damage you can take from a revolver shot is 40%, which is obscene. Because that means, with how quickly they fire, if you are in view of a revolver human for about 2 seconds, you're dead. Just game over. You're dead.
They will literally go bum bum.
It's ridiculous.
It's so bad.
And coming down those stairs are 4 of them. Now, I don't fancy my odds with no weapons against 4 revolver humans. That is a recipe for a bad time. Fortunately, they did behave.
And everything's fine. Everything's
For
fine.
now.
And we're going to be going into basically what is the mission where we can just all relax, all breathe for a moment, because we've already gone through like less than half an hour into mission 9. We covered nearly 8 missions already.
Yeah.
It's been intense. It's been out of bounds. There's been panic. Oh, I forgot my revolver panic. But basically, mission 9 is just a big sort of like, I want to call it a sleeper mission because it gives you like a big lore drop about like the flashback towards basically like the alien time, how the alien got onto the spaceship in the first place, which is why, which basically spawned Alien Isolation in a nutshell. We can talk a little bit more about it, but the only thing we've got to wait to do is
we need to listen to some dialogue here. This is just Marley explaining. Actually, yeah, we kind of have to wait here. Just here's the context. Here is this person. There, Marley.
You can look at him for a second, it's fine.
That jerk.
You say that jerk?
That jerk. He ruined so many runs. we do not like him.
He's just sitting there menacingly, and you're just like, jerk.
He has done many evils, many wrongs.
You jerk face.
Also,
you behind glass jerk face.
He can't even fight back.
Yeah.
But he is essentially one of the potential villains of the story, which you'll run into. Normally, you're meant to be like listening to him. We're just escaping because we have a very important item to pick up, which I am not forgetting this time.
Good.
Which is the Noisemaker. Not only the Noisemaker V1 or V2, but the most powerful one, the Noisemaker V3. This is incredibly powerful. If I can get through this door, Ripley, please, Ripley, come on. Thank you.
There we go.
And this is something that you're meant to get in the end game. And it is very, very, very strong. It is useful for a glitch in mission 12. Now, as Nico alluded to, in this mission, it's all nice and chill.
Everybody just sit back, relax.
Slip back, relax. Oh, but weirdly, 2 months ago, we found some things in this mission.
Oh boy! Oh yes. Okay, I am very aware of this. I was like, I tuned into the Alien Isolation running Discord at the perfect time when I saw. Hold on. They're doing weird things in Mission 9.
Yeah.
This is the mission I usually can't do anything with. What is going on here?
Yeah. So, for some context, using no major glitches, the record time for this mission is 10 minutes and 42 seconds, which has only ever been achieved twice. Weirdly, both by me. I'm not quite sure how I managed to finagle that. In this, if things go perfectly, we should be doing it in 6 minutes. Now, that's a lot of time save in an auto-scroller.
Yep.
So we have one major glitch to actually talk about, and that is called a bevel. So a bevel is a term for when the game kind of wants to correct our velocity. So let's say that you're walking upstairs. You can't just go horizontally, because then you'll go through the stairs. So the game's like, okay, let's make you go up. And likewise, if you hit that on a ledge, the game will try and correct you if you're just slightly below it. It's like, oh yeah, you should actually be up here. But the game tries to keep our velocity constant when our frame rate is 60 or 150, as you can see here, or 6. Now, the game doesn't do a very good job when it's at 6, and instead, it starts to behave weirdly, because it has to give us a massive acceleration in order to do the correction in one single frame. Now, if we manage to snapshot that acceleration, we can go up. And going up in this game breaks a lot of things. So we will be seeing that in the next section. However, here, we're going to do an out-of-bounds sequence because for whatever reason, in this first half, the terrain is paper. You've just seen me clip through.
Yeah, in any other kind, you wouldn't be able to see that kind of I was going to say platforming going up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous in here. We can clip through legitimately anything, which is very unusual. Normally, we can only clip through doors rather than actual terrain.
You've been more mouth.
Thank you. And so here, we have a very, very precise setup where we just clip into this rock. We aim about here. This is normally a second or third try trick, but we are flying into the void to try and hit a cutscene trigger at the very end. And we have to do this at 5 FPS too, so apologies for the PowerPoint presentation.
I think you're going to hit it.
That looks really promising. There's a good chance that works. I'm actually just going to believe rather than go for it again. We should see it fade out.
Oh my god, that was amazing. That was amazing.
So I really cannot overstate just how small that little hitbox is.
Again, this has been recent finds as well. So the precision that to have found this since this game has been out for nearly 10 years is absolutely phenomenal. So
the amount of research and experimentation that's been done just in the last year is insane.
But it gets better. It gets even better in a moment. Oh
yes. So there's a runner called Zeb who is unbelievably talented who found this next sequence. So all credit has to go to him. And he found a way of initiating our first bevel of the run. Now, a bevel allows us to go up. And as I mentioned, the game really doesn't like us going up. And it will very quickly try and kill us. So I have done my absolute best to try and make this as consistent as possible. I really, really, really hope it works. Otherwise, we'll be having a lovely, lovely walk. But in the meantime, as to the time that we're actually just walking into the center of the room, now is a great time for a message or two.
All right, fantastic. We do have another $10 from Marex, who says, at least go for safe clip. Crazy hamburger moment.
Category.
Thank you very much for that. We have $25 from Zeb.
Hey, nice.
Speaking of the devil, says, good luck from me. Make sure to show off the cool stuff.
We just did one. Hopefully the second's going to come up.
Fingers crossed.
Time for one more?
One more?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, and $50 from BB Red. Thank you so much. The donation comment reads, good luck from me. No, that's the other one, sorry. It's new software, the comment reads, who needs the revolver anyway? Good luck, James.
Thank you so much.
At some point, you're going to get like a roll in the Discord being like, no revolver,
yeah, exactly.
ESA.
In fact, people are doing that right now.
Yeah,
Now that you mentioned
absolutely.
that, Revolverless. So here, this is an amazing Alien reference. For anyone who's seen the original film, this is kind of like a lore nerd's absolute dream. Unfortunately, we're not going to be interacting with it too much because we have some out of bounds to do. So we're going to do a very specific lineup. We're going to go out for one frame and then back for one frame. And the game doesn't want us doing this. So it may take a couple times, but you'll see as soon as we get it that the game gets unhappy. Come on, game, behave.
You got it.
There we
There
go.
we go.
And so we are going up.
Then we'll take what we can and come back.
And we're not meant to be going up.
Yep.
So I need to make sure I don't hit the ceiling because that's a genuine concern here.
I'll say focus for a little moment
Yeah.
because this is precision.
So you can see just to the left, there's the shaft that we normally go down in order to get to the end. We're going to be making sure that we're going in front of that so that we land on solid ground, or more accurately, the ceiling. So with a precise bit of maneuvering, hopefully we can land about here.
I can see
Good.
Shit.
Okay, and we are now out of bounds on the ceiling. This is where it gets precarious. We need to line it up quite precisely so we can actually go back out of bounds without hitting any terrain, because that will give us what is called an inactionable bevel, where we can no longer control any of this. And that's awful because it just launches us into the void. Here we're going to try and navigate in between these two bits of the wall.
It's not human, I'm telling you that.
And we need to go low enough so we don't hit a bit of terrain right about here. I'll play this a little slow.
Yeah.
We go in here, and we should be able to land here. Perfect. So that resets our velocity. Now we can hop out, making sure that we go beneath this, where we just landed. All the way beneath. And then we can fly back in bounds because the game doesn't expect you to ever go through these walls. We can then go all the way to these eggs, drop down, and we
you're
have
done.
just skipped mission 9.
Amazing.
Oh, that is really good. Okay.
It is so hard.
That
to
is
pull off.
really hard. I cannot stress how hard
And
that
pulling
is.
it off first try for both part 1 and part 2, that
It's
was
really
incredible,
good.
buddy. GG on that one.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to bind that while I remember. So you can hotkey things in this game, and this isn't really shown much in this category, but it comes in very useful later when we actually use the noisemaker that we picked up. Here, we finally get our first
We actually have a weapon. Let's go.
It means that I am not entirely defenseless anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But
Because,
still.
goodness me, that first half was stressful. So we are now going to go into Mission 10. And Mission 10 is the first time where we're really meant to see the alien. And
Oh, yeah.
we will actually see the alien again. Don't worry, it's not just Mission 3 where we see it. And so we have a lot of sections where the alien just wants us dead. This is the most aggressive the alien is until basically the end of the game.
Yep.
And if you talk to any speedrunner in this game, oh boy, you will know that the alien wants you dead here. So many runs have
And
died
like I
here.
say, again, we're on Nightmare, the incentive was met. And they definitely want to,
Yeah.
not as a space station, no.
There are a lot of times where we are mere moments away from death here.
You know, we should even talk about this. The loot that you're picking up is awful.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Nightmare, the loot is incredibly lesser of a percentile that you can actually pick things up.
Yeah.
So like there's no loot that you can actually pick up randomly around or even in the boxes. You are given literally like maybe like 10-15% or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I believe it is around about the 30% mark of what
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
get
yeah.
in any other difficulty. So I've had to make sure that I go out of my way in order to pick up the components for a noisemaker. Thankfully, we got it nice and early, which is really
Yep.
good because it saves mass panic in this next section where I'm just looting every single box in sight. Because once we have that noisemaker, we don't need to worry too much about loot. However, we get some very important things. We get flamethrower fuel. We get, well, would get revolver ammo.
Words, yeah. In all fairness, that might actually help out with the boxes. So, like, if in case you over loot, then it might actually help out tiny bit.
So here, if the game actually lets us go through the tram, come on, Ripley.
Don't let the doors go open for us. It'll be fine.
There we go. So we are silent running here, and we're doing a lot of silent running. The alien is right overhead here, so if we make a single footstep, it's going to come and kill us. Meaning we would have to use some of our precious flamethrower fuel, and we really don't want to use it this early on. We need it for later on, because, spoiler alert, there's a fair bit of alien coming.
Yep.
We
So
are far
mission
from
10 is like it's debated between if it's either 3 or 4 parts, but basically there is a lot going on. This is like one part of it, in which we're going to go through this door into the second part, which is kind of like another section of.
Oh, don't soft lock me. Nice. Okay.
Okay, good.
That elevator loves to soft lock you.
Yeah.
If you like cancel the glitch early, yeah, it's game over, and you have to reload. We waste a minute. We don't want to waste a minute. We're trying to go fast here.
Now this
Section
let's say
is
second part.
Yeah. So
is,
Gemini is really hard. Normally. Unfortunately, it's just blocked off by a door, a single door, and that's Gemini.
Yep.
Woo!
Easy.
Yeah. So that in a no major glitches run. Easily one of the most torturous bits in
I was literally about to say, like, there's been a lot of NMG runs that have died here, and
many of mine personally have died there.
Yep.
That is hell for a 100% run, which is a category I love to do.
Imagine.
And fortunately, in this category, we can just breeze through it. So the alien is once again directly above us, meaning if we make a footstep here, yeah, the alien's not happy. And so hopefully, well, first things first, we're actually going to see the alien in this part of Mission 10. But we have a couple things to do first. So I need to not die here.
Yeah,
This
so
is
make sure you
very
peek as you hold
precise.
down.
Peeking, for whatever reason, cancels full damage and allows us to do that, where we entirely skip the ladder. That's a really long ladder, so it saves a good, 15 seconds.
At least, yeah.
And here, we have a really harsh timer to beat. So we are actually going to make use of the hack tool, which we picked up a long time ago now. But in Mission 7, we actually picked up the V2 upgrade for the hack tool, meaning that we can actually do a hack here. So if we don't do this hack fast enough, the alien will get right overhead, and as soon as you finish this hack, the alien is scripted to drop. And if it drops on your head, you're not in for a good time, let me tell you.
No. We're going for the back of your head. Just hit the head. My hands are all over the place. I'm so sorry for your ears, guys. I'm so sorry.
And here we have a cutscene that Ripley has some power. She has some hands. That is some impressive grip.
I actually haven't seen that before.
So because we do things out of order, Ripley is, talented. We learned that Ripley had some pretty superhuman feats in this run. So she does some rather crazy things.
That's so cool.
It's so good. Also, don't worry about oxygen and all of that.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant to the run. Ripley will live. We just need to be quick.
Yep.
She can hold her breath, surely.
Yeah. It's not like the vacuum is starting to remove all oxygen out of the lungs, like the freezing cold, starting to freeze the esophagus or anything like that. No, nothing.
So
just
here we
forward.
need to listen in case the alien drops early. We're actually going to stop running for a bit because we need to be very careful. This is a trick called crouch hopping, where we repeatedly crouch, and it's just a tiny bit faster than actually crouching. We can hear the alien down venting over there. It will run across to the button.
There's actually quite a few strats that you can do here. Like you can go in the vent, you can try to confuse them. There is a revolver gun, surely.
It's not playing ball.
Uh-oh.
So I need to keep the alien out of sight, but he cannot get too close because otherwise he'll just kill me. Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Whew, that gets dicey.
Yeah.
So the alien on Nightmare will not hesitate to just charge you. And unlike on any other difficulty where you can get slammed and still live, if the alien touches you, you're dead.
At least
And
you've got a
here-
nice little door to protect you from anything now, so
Yeah,
it's basically
well, you say that.
Yeah.
The alien will grab you through the door.
Oh, good as well. Okay.
You get no get out of jail free cards here. And that cutscene should have had the alien, but because we initiate the cutscene immediately, the alien actually gets unloaded before it gets reloaded, and we trigger the cutscene before it gets loaded, meaning we just don't see the alien.
Fun fact, we actually we got ejected from Sevastopol. So was it? It's not Marlow. It is one of the other Colonel Marshals.
Marshal Waits.
Yeah. So he basically is like, I don't like you. Let's
Be gone.
Yeah. Let's just throw you off the space station. You can deal with like living and stuff like that yourself.
So for a lore reason as to why that actually happens, it's believed there's only one alien. And so as we know that the alien's chasing us, well, you can just eject the alien and we're safe, right?
And everything's fine. And then like
all fine,
it's
right?
all like, I did it myself. Marshall waits.
What could possibly go wrong? So this shotgun is mandatory. Not because the shotgun's mandatory, but because that keycard's mandatory.
And you finally have a gun that you can use in the game. So
despite the keycard being mandatory, we just skip the door because that's not why it's mandatory. Weirdly, the keycard is actually mandatory because the game doesn't update the mission. Come on. There we go. That is a trick called a grab cancel. So if you if you deal damage to a working Joe while it's trying to like grab you, even if it deals no damage, it will actually cancel the grab, and it will give you what's called grab immunity. This is really useful in certain bits of the game because getting grabbed is slow. It stops you from running, stops you from moving.
And there's several ways you can do it as well. Like especially when you have a revolver, you can just shoot them in the stomach, and that will pause them for the grab for about 10 seconds. I think it is altogether, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here we have yet another revolver human. We need to make sure that we don't kill any civilians here.
That guy is what we like to call a sniper. He can get you from a long range and just make your run just insufferable, basically.
Yeah. In the No Major Glitches version of this run, he can appear way further in this mission as well. However, we're just skipping that because, well, turns out that there are a lot of doors in this game, and, well, where there's a door, there's a way.
Yeah. So we actually use that same, the bit that we just clipped through there, we actually use that within the any % strats.
Yeah.
So this is actually kind of like a nice callback to a different kind of category, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. So here, we do have some downtime. We are waiting for the tram. So if there are any messages, now is a perfect time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. We have $10 from Danny/Moffdit, who writes, brilliant watching James do his thing. Thank you very much for that donation. Nevlin has donated $5, saying 1 for every frame per second.
Well, here's the thing about that. If we uncap it, it can go up to 999.
275 frames per second.
That feels like a donation incoming, right?
Yeah. So, fun fact is that we actually have to cap the game at 275 frames per second because at the time that this game was released, like games couldn't really get up to that kind of frames per second. But because we're now onto the 40 series GPUs, you can get basically infinite.
We can get into the thousands, and the game does not like that.
Yep.
In fact, it actually slows you down in parts because the game will kind of put you into this like weird moonwalk state where it will make you really slow. I forgot to do it while actually practicing here and died in a couple places because the game slows you down so much that the alien is just like, hey, free mail, I'll take it. And so that's really not what we want.
You got mail. It's human.
And so this is mission 12, where we introduce possibly the most bizarre glitch yet. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to actually explain it.
Yep.
The whole premise of this mission, story-wise, is we are going to go finally find Samuels again. Samuels is going to try and contact Apollo, which is the central computer within this station. And Apollo is initiating a pretty harsh lockdown, meaning that we can't communicate with the outside world, we can't escape, and really it's just a bad time. So what this means is we want Samuels to actually talk to Apollo and say like, hey Apollo, what's going on here? We've got rid of the alien, there should be no reason to have a lockdown here. But rather than doing that, Samuels is really, really slow, and we're talking like 12 minutes slow. So what if we didn't see him? So this introduces...
that'd be nice.
Well, it'd be very nice. Fortunately, fingers crossed, it can actually be a reality. So we are going to do a glitch whereby... Oh my god, that's loud. Sorry.
There's
I forgot about that one.
Quiet, like throwing around, and then there's some parts where it's just like bam, like that.
I did inform Tech beforehand that there's one part I forgot about this. I completely forgot about this elevator. I'm so sorry.
So no revolver. No, I'm joking.
Good old sneaky zero preparation James at your service.
You're just skipping things in your mind now.
Look, you got to go too fast that the brain doesn't even catch up with the words. It's fine.
I know. So, we are low on fuel. Okay, that's fine. We should live.
I mean, you did do a few fuels at
we do actually have some. So,
okay.
The glitch. Sorry, I got derailed. What we're going to do is we are going to make use of some androids, and these androids are meant to be tied to a certain area. The Noisemaker V3 that we picked up earlier is a way which they kind of get around that leash into a certain area. Also, amusingly here, Ripley says, can't get near the door. The door doesn't actually have any electricity in it. We just go straight through
Yep,
it.
easy.
It's fantastic. But what we're going to do is we are going to try and lure some androids right to the tram. And once we get through the door, eventually, Ripley.
I've actually had like a save, no, not a save. The game crashed at me at one point.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason I've always like,
Oh, door.
oh, come on, door, come on.
This door is a pain. Come on. Gonna take its time.
There we go, okay.
We see Samuels briefly, and he's gone. Magic trick.
Yep.
Why doesn't he just do that and deal with the alien, honestly?
It'd be lovely.
I know.
If Samuels just wasn't the kind of twisted kind of android in
this
here.
is the focus time.
Yep.
So the androids are going to activate. We've come into the room from the wrong angle. We quickly activate the lockdown, which unlocks the door. This is where the music is going to start being quite loud, so Tech, if you want to lower the volume slightly, that would be brilliant. Because after the safety save, the music will really just want to go into overdrive. So we're going to quickly pick up some loot, because this is known as the loot room. Here we're going to take a save. This is a marathon-approved safety save, one of our few that we're taking. And we're going to reload. This now resets the androids, meaning they no longer actually are locked onto us. So we're going to do a quick bit of extra looting, grab all these resources, because there is tons of good stuff for Nightmare. And now we're going to do our best to lure these androids. So hopefully we get a couple. We're going to make sure to lure them with the flashlight. And they cannot pass this door, normally. So what we're going to do is a trick called psycho hopping.
I'll explain it.
Sure.
You're going to try to basically spam the crouch whilst you're running as quickly as you can, which generate noise on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur. So you want to try to drag the androids exactly to the last point of where you made noise.
Yes. So now we're luring the androids all the way to the tram. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and kill an android so it falls into the tram. This is because the tram actually shuts down when there's a hostile NPC in there. Okay. Ooh, okay.
There's 3 of them. That's interesting.
Keep on moving. That is a reload.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. So we need them to go right up to the tram. But if you kill the android so it falls into the tram, you can actually activate the loading zone even when it's really not meant to be active. So that is really, really good. Saves us a lot of time, 6-7 minutes comfortably.
Yeah. Like, this is one of the things that will cause a world record run to reset. It's just very unfortunate for RNG to be the factor for this point here. But at the same time, it is a very cool trick to pull off. Yeah, I think you might have got it there. Like, it seems like you really kind of like you actually gave it a little bit of pause to give just a little bit more incitement that that's the ending point. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We
kind of want to see about like 2 androids. That's usually like the good side.
Yeah. So we can look on the tracker early. There's one that's a clear breakaway, which is really promising.
Okay.
We need to be careful to not get spotted by them, because that will actually stop them from walking all the way. Come on. You've got this.
That's looking very good.
We give 2 body shots. It should fall forwards. And fingers crossed. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Second try. That's good.
So good.
Whew. Okay. So because the android falls in, it kind of fools the tram into saying, oh yeah, you're good. And we'll be using this trick later with a much, much, much more consistent setup, thankfully. But that is one of the hard parts of the run, for sure.
Like when you see that little like middle bar saying like E to go to the Apollo core, it's just like, you're like, bliss, it's done, it's done.
So that strat has actually gone a couple of like different changes. That setup is the most consistent we found. I spent a lot of time trying to find that, because before it used to give you a 2-minute reload time whenever you had to go for a new attempt. Here we're going to try and fall through here. Oh,
out of bounds time.
And we are going right through here. So the game really doesn't expect you to go through the wall, and so it's just not solid. Weirdly, every other wall in this area is solid, apart from that one.
You've got to think about it, as we were saying earlier on, like, you know, they're not expecting you to fall through like the game at all. So they usually leave like the tops of things quite without any properties. Like, it's just a visual, if anything. So
it's a gas clip where we actually clip through the gas. You're not meant to be able to go through the gas, and it deals heavy, heavy damage to you. So our health is probably a little low. However, rather than talking to Apollo here, we have other plans, and we are done with mission 13.
Literally, that fall is so fun.
It's a great fall, but it's also very scary, because if you don't fall damage cancel, you're dead.
Yep.
And we are going from the fire into, well, from the frying pan to the fire, not the other way around, gosh. Yeah, I
Into the fire, just casually.
Oh, there's a, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Damn it, no, that's okay. So this fall is, likewise, incredibly difficult. However, it's right at the reload spot, so it's not that bad to actually fail it once or twice. Oh, come on, behave. Okay, that might be fine.
I think
Should be fine.
so.
Oh, okay, no.
Ah.
It would have been fine for a first time.
Essentially what happened there is
There
that
we
like
go.
he kept on falling all the way through, and if you keep on falling to a point where you don't hit any like terrain or anything, it will bring you back to the exact last point that you fell from.
Here we're trying to get on top of this railing, which really does not want to be actually traversed at all. And here's actually a kind of useful point to talk about why we use different frame rates. So throughout this run, we've actually used 3 different frame rates. We've used 9 FPS for a majority of the tricks, 6 FPS for bevels, and 5 FPS for when we need to fly long distances. So this is a 5 FPS section because gravity, as I mentioned earlier, is tied to frame rate, meaning the lower your frame rate, the lower gravity. And we can really, really utilize this. So we're going right over this sign, and we have just skipped basically the entire
Every
first
time,
bit.
every
so
time,
good.
it's so good. So this is where you're going to be leading towards what is going to be known as the nest.
Nest. A very notorious part.
Yep, and this is again, Mission 14 is another place where the world record runs can go to, can go to die. But
is
basically,
a great
there's going to
job
be
run.
a lot of section where we're going to be encountering what was the one alien is going to be multiple.
Yeah.
I think, is this technically the first point where we get to see multiple, or was it way earlier on?
Yes, this is officially
Yeah.
the first point. With glitches, you can encounter multiple aliens earlier, but this is where you're actually meant to see, like, oh no, there are a lot of aliens.
Oh no, aliens.
Yeah, it becomes a problem very quickly. So the nest is very, very precise. There's actually a second flamethrower there, because you're meant to have lost your flamethrower, but we don't need a second flamethrower.
Can you actually have 2 flamethrowers in your UI?
If we pick that up, it does nothing.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know. But as you can see, we've gone through a door, and this has some rather unique side effects. So the first side effect, which I'll talk about in a bit, will become evident in roughly a minute. Here, we're going to encounter our first face hugger, and these fellas are not happy to see us. Here, I'm doing something I promised Nico I wouldn't do.
Oh yeah.
This is a trick called Hugger Boost, and this is something you should never go for.
Yeah.
But today, I found a setup while practicing. Here, the hugger should grab us from behind and launch us through the bed at
My
supersonic
heart.
speed.
Dude, why? Why?
That is very precise.
Why are you doing this to me?
Genuinely, I found a setup approximately 3 hours ago, and I
Oh
was
my
like, I'm
god.
doing
I
that.
thought he hasn't told me about that at all. My god.
No, I was keeping it in the dark. So here, you may notice we're running in the nest. This is really dangerous, but because we just flamed an alien, it's actually okay. But more than that, because we've done things out of order, the aliens we've encountered so far are scripted aliens. They are aliens which are forced to downvent, and when they emerge, when they upvent again, they actually go out of play. The roaming alien is an entirely separate entity which only gets activated when you do the other half of Nest, which we can skip. So that means that Nest is now safe in a very, very weird turn of events. And normally you would be terrified on this exit. Like,
Yeah,
in a
like,
no major
again-
glitches run, oh my gosh, this is
There's been jump scares.
reckless.
There's been some just amazingly weird deaths that happens here.
This,
the AI
this
just
vent
goes,
here
Yeah, that
is
vent.
lethal.
Oh.
We just run under it. Grab the flamethrower, why not?
Yeah, why not? Why
That's
not? just because of
And-
the flex of these of
Exactly.
the hugger. Let's just pick up that one as the extra flex, man. Come on.
It doesn't even give you any fuel. Like, it literally serves no purpose. It's very funny. So here, we are going to encounter some Super Joes. Super Joes are androids that have a hazmat suit on, and for some reason that makes them immune to EMPs, stun batons, everything, which is a bit weird. And we need to just get through them. So we're going to be using our shotgun, making sure that we can actually just blast them. We're going to be grab cancelling as much as possible, making sure that we can just get through this without taking too much time.
You could also say to take maybe this section is a bit of a louder one as well. So
Yeah.
if you want to bring it down for the stream, that might be the best idea.
Only for 30 seconds,
Yep.
and then we will be good. So here, normally we have to see a whole long cutscene, normally have to do a load of mini games, but we don't really have time for that. Instead, we wish to go up. And
You got it first try and practice as well.
I did, and yeah. I kind of turned to Nico, I was like, that doesn't normally happen.
Second try, that's great.
Okay, that's really high, oh my god. So, we needed a bit of height there, but not that much height, because you can actually go onto a floor above here and get soft-locked. So here, by going out of bounds, we can actually skip the whole end cutscene here, and hopefully we bounce and don't get soft-locked, but we can land right on this sign, and we just land it back in bounds. For some reason, there's a tiny little bit where it just has no collision.
It's like when you bring the FPS back and you're in the right place, it's always
so
so
satisfying.
satisfying. It's so satisfying.
And we have a little bit of downtime here, so if there are any messages, this is the time.
All right, thank you very much. And, I was similar to Nico. When we said the difficulty to Nightmare, I didn't realise the Nightmare would be on us.
Yeah.
But Merrick's has again donated. Thank you so much for your generosity. Another $10 with a comment, "You're making me want to run CC+FPS." And Drex has donated $10 as well, saying, "I don't know, guys. Stevie's acting kind of crazy hamburger."
God's sake. So to give a bit of context, we had a community race for the no CC, which is no crouch clipping category. And for some reason, Cookie and Dre both decided to bring as many crazy hamburgers as possible into that run, annoying as many people as possible, myself included. And they seem to have tormented me. No, but no, thank you very much to everyone for the donations. It is incredibly generous. And it's amazing to see so many people.
From the Alien Isolation community, in the chat, in the donations. It's great to have you all here.
It is fantastic, so thank you very much. Here, we're actually just going to run. We don't need to silent run. The alien may drop.
It's only mission 12, isn't it? So.
And as you can hear, the alien drops, and there's a solid door in its way.
Yeah.
So we do that quite deliberately. Now, if you're a bit slow there, yeah, it's a bit dangerous. It can get bad really quickly. But we're actually already in mission 15, which feels like a very good pace.
I said 12, didn't I? Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm so blown away by just the text that's going on. I'm missions behind.
I know. Honestly, it's gone surprisingly well so far.
Yeah, but not even an hour into the run, and we're literally 5 missions technically, because we're on the 15th mission now from the end of the run.
Here, we can clip through the door. I'm going to go for a flex.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You said, I'm not. If I don't get it once, I'm just gonna not do it. But that was quick. It's like such a very
so
small
precise.
setup.
I didn't even set up.
Yeah, you just went for it.
Just went for it. It's like, yeah, whatever happens,
Just what
happens.
a baller you are, James.
Oh dear. Okay, so now we have one of the tricks that I have contributed to this run. I've contributed a fair bit to this run, to toot my own horn a little, but this is the one that I'm most pleased with. So this is a mission where we've managed to save over a minute, and this is a trick which is my favorite trick, which is even allowed in no major glitches, but the execution is not, called dialogue skipping. And so what we're planning on doing is we're planning on getting Marlowe, who we saw way back in Mission 8, who I slandered, who I shall continue to slander because we do not wish to hear his dialogue. But instead, we shall be skipping his own dialogue with his own dialogue. Now, yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it will make sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is one of the bits where I will need a bit of focus once we start going out of bounds, but at least for now we can kind of explain what happened. So there are 2 things that we need to do here, and 2 out-of-bounds sections. The first bit is we are going to trigger a cutscene. I am going to take a safety save. This is
please do, yep.
I have not died to this pugger in legitimately years, but I would not want to reset and lose about 2 minutes here.
Because this mission is notorious for the sake of, if you die, it's all the way back to the very beginning of mission 15. It's not fun.
We don't want to see that again. So here there's a face hugger. Give it extra fuel because we want that thing just gone. So here, there's a dialogue trigger just at the end of that corridor. So we're just going to go around it. And instead, we can go into this door, drop down, and then out of bounds here. And with 9 FPS, we barely have enough height to actually land right on this little side of the wall, which for some reason is in bounds.
Just dropping in, it's so nice. Ugh.
And so here we have a cutscene. This is a really cool cutscene if you haven't seen it before. We are unfortunately going to skip it because it's a very long one. But it is Ellen Ripley leaving a message for her daughter, Amanda Ripley. And so we can see Ripley is very, very emotional about it. Unfortunately, we have some troublemaker, Marlowe, who has come to ruin our fun. And we should ignore him.
Yeah.
We have some things to do. So now we are on a very, very strict timer. Door behave. Thank you. So we can actually rush back and get to the dialogue that we saved earlier.
And we want these doors to actually, like, you know, to get through them as quickly as we can. And again, that is the nature of the crouch clipping experience. You have to make sure that you are doing the right amount of inputting to actually get through the doors. It's this is why it's a tough category.
There's a lot to learn in terms of just the input timing for really when you're pushing the times. That being said, this category isn't actually that difficult to pick up. It's really quite beginner-friendly in parts, as long as you don't go for optimal stuff in places. So here, this is our first and only real frame-perfect input. However, I get the luxury of binding the E button to our mouse wheel, which means that we can do loads of inputs. Fortunately, we did get that. It's roughly like a, I don't know, 40% odd chance of success. Oh my goodness, that is quite
a donation and a half. Damn.
I will quickly finish showing this off and then give me all of about 30 seconds, and then we shall say thank you very much to that. So here, Taylor has just hit Marlowe with a wrench. I'm going to wait slightly. Bonk. And because we've dialogue skipped, it really just throws the entire sequence completely off. But now we've got one hack to do. Taylor dialogue skips Ripley, who dialogue skips Marlowe, who dialogue skips Taylor. Oh, come on. And then we have an exit sequence, which means it is a perfect time for messages.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So very quickly, we have another $10 donation from Marix, who says, "My previous donation was a lie." But that incredible $250 donation, which brought us to over $33,000.
That is amazing.
Thank you so much for the snipe, Eagle War 404. The comment just reads 404 comments not found. I mean, I think you'll find 250 comment not found, but fine. And that went to a new incentive that has just opened, Quake the Dope Fish Easter egg.
Ooh,
yeah, very exciting. We have a new donation target to go for, so all's there. We've opened a few new targets and donation incentives, so please check them out on rewards and targets on Tiltify. But yeah, back to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Tech, if you want to turn the volume down by about 10% here. This
same for me as well, yeah.
It is
like, this is one of the loudest sections. It happens. But at the same time, like, Marlowe basically was trying to explode the Inisora here as well, just so that we could actually, there could be no traces of anything that went down on Sevastopol, and that the aliens, well, the kind of the lore of it is like, you know, I think it's Wayland Yutani are trying to keep a hold of the aliens so they can do more experimentation and all sorts of stuff. And in compliance, Marlowe's like, you know, I'll be on your side. I'll get rid of everybody else and myself so you can have the aliens.
Yeah, so
but we don't like that.
To give a quick bit of like lore catch-up, in Mission 13, when we clicked through Apollo and just ignored it entirely, Apollo says that there is a protocol that says the specimen must be protected at all costs. And so that is the real cause of our problems. Here, because we went out of bounds in Mission 4, there are normally a bunch of revolver humans to deal with here. However, the doors are locked, which is a huge blessing. These revolver humans who are trapped in these side rooms will very gladly one-shot us. And you, if you would mind not killing us, that would be brilliant.
Okay.
We are low on shotgun ammo, which is fine. We shouldn't need too much more.
Fine.
Thankfully, I've rationed it fairly well. But we now see Ricardo, someone who isn't really featured very much.
Yeah, like, I mean, you see him a lot in, like, things like towards the end of Mission 10 and 11, I think.
Yeah, you see him in Mission 10, you see him a lot in Mission 11.
Yep.
But we just skipped him.
Yeah.
Ricardo's a good guy. He is trying to help us. He's the person who is meant to have saved us in Mission 10 in the Lorenz Systech spy, which we entirely skipped, because in the server farm, you're meant to lock down the alien, but we get stuck with the alien. Ricardo's the one who frees us, and unfortunately the alien. But he's looking out for us. He's a good guy.
He is looking at you, kids. I don't know where that came from.
So here we are going to go out of bounds. Don't give me the soft lock shame. So getting stuck in elevator doors isn't the worst. Here, this is another marathon-approved safety save. There's a very rare soft lock in the next little section, but in case there is a soft lock, we don't want to spend another 2 minutes coming back through the territory we've already been through. Here, because I've got to bind it, we want our Molotovs, because there are humans here. They are not happy to see us. So we go absolutely all weapons here, because this is really the last terribly lethal section that we're going to be running into.
So We got a nice little moment to chill. Everything will be fine because we just... Ooh,
Come on,
door, come on.
Door, babe.
Door, please!
Oh, for goodness sake. Eventually,
Can I go forward?
this door's not normally a problem.
Yeah, I was going to say,
This
like,
still behaves.
you went like absolutely first try through it, so...
Come on. The game does not want to cooperate.
Come on.
Come on.
Door, 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 door.
Oh, for goodness sake. Fine. We should leave it.
Okay.
I will sacrifice some time for that because I don't want to just provide. Oh, for goodness sake, not this one as well. Okay. Whoa.
Okay, we're fine. No.
Door is not happy. Come on. Come on. You know you want to.
There we go.
Oh, goodness me. You know how all the way back
Again, crouch clipping is fun, but it's tough because, again, inputting is precision, basically. So
It's very temperamental. Come on. There we go.
yeah, that little puzzle there, like obviously we don't normally show this as well, but basically it's kind of like RNG for when it actually appears on screen. You have to kind of
Awful.
you have to press like the actual directional arrow, then enter as soon as you see it, and sometimes you could just be like waiting there for like. So I think the longest I waited for was 25 seconds.
Oh,
I'm not even
that's
kidding.
bad.
Like
That's
it was
really
the
bad.
worst RNG you could actually get. I mean, I might be overemphasizing, but still, it was a lot.
It can be awful. So here, we need to do this little sequence because this is actually one of the mandatory, technically, logs that we need. The game will just soft lock if you don't get this. But this is also the safety save. These minigames have a very low chance of soft locking you, where the camera becomes frozen, you cannot interact with anything, and it is an immediate reload if that happens. So,
Are you going to crouch clip after the second one?
yeah, we're going to have some fun here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to launch ourselves into the void.
I love that. It's so good.
So it turns out that that's not actually solid ground, and so the game just puts us back in our last known position, which is right here.
Absolutely.
It saves us a bunch of time, actually. Now, what you can do is actually go all the way out into the spacewalk. However, as this door didn't cooperate, we actually have to take this elevator down, which is a bit unfortunate. However, it has to happen. So we are coming up to spacewalk. Ooh, okay. Resources are definitely on the low side here. 200 fuel is not very much.
Yeah.
One shotgun shot. We may as well heal. What do we want?
Do you need a noisemaker?
Nah, we're all good.
Okay.
And we should be able
Just
to click our spans here. And we have a long old section. So this is Spacewalk. And Spacewalk, despite what members of the community may tell you, is good. We enjoy Spacewalk. It is a time to breathe. And as we can breathe, we can actually do some fun things.
Yeah.
So we are going to go for a couple of maybe more optional glitches. But we are going to really show beveling here. So we are once again going to be using 6 FPS because 6 FPS is far and away the best for beveling. But as we have a bit of a walk before we get to the fun stuff, this is another great time for any messages, if there are any.
All right, fantastic. So you may have noticed that we have opened up some new targets and rewards and incentives. So after Nico's run coming up next, we'll have System Shock 2, Quake and Quake 2 Enhanced. The latter of these, Quake 2 Enhanced, we've already had the Dopefish Easter egg that has been met by an incredibly generous donation from Eagle Wolf, but we do have a second donation incentive for the voice pack swap. I don't know exactly what it's being swapped to, but the price is set at $250, and I'm reliably informed that it is well worth every penny. So definitely do donate towards that. We also have a few incentives opened up for tomorrow's games, Sonic Frontiers new cyberspace levels, and
nice.
the big one, the Super Mario Sunshine co-op secret boss level true ending. This is a must-see. That's on a $1,500 target. And then a few rewards for tomorrow's games as well. Obviously, coming up tomorrow, we've got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so you can name the buddy Pikachu. And if you, so $50, and you can get your name in there, as well as character's name for Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, and the version choice for Anodyne. So a few things to put your money towards.
Very nice. Here we've done a bevel just so we can really take a more direct line here. As the general principle goes, the quickest way of getting to a place is just in a straight line. So, well, why skip? Why bother doing things with an elevator, waiting around, walking around, all this long and complicated things? We just go straight over it. And this means that because we skip the elevator, it actually gives us a rather nice benefit of we don't need to wait for the dialogue for the elevator on the way down, and so we can just fall down. It's really nice, because the dialogue takes about a minute. It's really long. And
like it's actually a wait for it to actually start, and then it kind of continues a little bit.
So while we do have a way of skipping it, even without the bevel there, the bevel still saves time. It saves a good 3, 4, 5 seconds. Which is really, really nice. It's just time save. We'll take it in a speedrun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the fun part about this as well is like in the lore section, the vehicle that we got on, that we came from in the first place, this were actually kind of like re-establishing communication towards that ship.
Exactly.
Because like obviously they don't know, they've not heard anything from us in the longest time. Like they don't even know if we got information about our mother. We don't know if we like even if everybody got on there safely at the same time. So this is like a good kind of like a catch-up moment.
Yeah.
And we're just like, help, get me out of here.
It is. All things go. Please help us. And so we are going to be talking to Verlaine, who we met all the way back in Mission 1. And we are going to essentially beg her to put the Torrens into orbit, essentially, so that we can just get off of this place, because, goodness me, everything is going down in all the wrong ways, and it is a bad time here. So here, we now need to actually establish communications. Up in the little observatory we went into earlier, we got the coordinates of the Torrens, and we are just going up here to input the coordinates into the Torrens.
So it's, was it 73, 33?
It is
75, 35, sorry.
35.
Anyway, I was just too often both, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can
So
tell I've run this game for a while, so yeah.
one thing you can do here is just hold right and just spam E, which is lovely.
Just don't press Q.
Yeah.
I did that once without realizing, and it threw me into a state that you couldn't input here anymore. When you do that, you've basically soft hard locked.
Yeah, it is bad, because if you haven't noticed by now, spacewalk takes a while. And if there's one thing we don't want to do, it is 2 spacewalks. 1 spacewalk is good. 2 spacewalks, less good.
Or if you don't save before you spacewalk, then you're all the way back to the beginning of the mission.
So
that happened to me.
Oh gosh. Yeah, there are no autosaves in this mission. And it is, especially in this run, by far the longest mission. And we don't really want to have to do another like 10, 12, 14 minutes again, because that's a lot of time.
It's like the most appropriate comment for space. Just bumper.
So here, because we didn't actually activate the elevator.
Oh, right, okay.
It's really nice. It's nice and convenient. But because we do have a bit of a walk, there is one thing we need to point out, which is once we're on the final little home stretch, I will be focusing the camera on an alien.
Yes, so
it is a cool little Easter egg here.
So not many people notice from the beginning, like when they do their initial playthrough. Obviously, it's nice to look around everywhere and like be able to see what's going on, but they kind of throw something out in the peripheral of your eye, and like half, maybe like 40% of people actually catch this. But you can see a xenomorph kind of actually going back in towards Sevastopol. It's such a cool little visual, actually.
So you can see just under this bit where my crosshair is, you'll see an alien come from just underneath the kind of like orangey brown section.
You're not supposed to cheer. You're not supposed to cheer for a xenomorph coming back in.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
We shall be seeing more of that little friend, who we shall call Steve later.
That is like the community known name for the xenomorph. It is Steve, or Steve, and Steve. We don't like Steve too much at times.
We like Steve, but he can be a bit of a jerk.
At times, yeah.
Yeah. We like Steve when he deals with the angry NPCs.
Yeah.
We don't like him so much when he just tries to jump us.
Yeah.
But because we do have to take an elevator ride, I'm going to be taking a safety save because, goodness me, we don't want to be doing that again.
Yeah.
Which means it's also a good time for messages. And
Okay,
it will likely be the last one before we actually have to go full-on focus mode for the
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll get these last two out the way then. So yeah, the Bumpers was from TBA with that $50 donation. Thank you so much. That comment went, here's a start to the Sonic cyberspace. And,
hey, nice.
That's opened up our incentives there. Thank you so much. And then Baldrick's Trousers.
Yo.
Yahoo does $25 saying, thank you, James and Nico, for the Alien Isolation Showcase. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And
Thanks,
indeed,
bud.
thank you.
Baldrick is another alien runner. He has done some great work with the 100% category. He and I have worked on the 100% category over the last year and a half, and we have done some incredible things with that. So I have lots of thanks to give for him.
Door, please. There we go.
Nice. Okay, now you behave. So we should have enough fuel here, provided the alien behaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, okay.
Okay.
Would have been real dicey if he hadn't behaved there. And we're going to take another marathon-approved safety save.
Yep.
This out-of-bounds section loves to soft-block us. There are many, many soft-block zones.
Come on,
and
first try, first try.
We don't really want to get soft-blocked, because soft-blocking is not beneficial. Ooh, that is perfect. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that is half of the battle done. Here, had we actually looked, Ricardo has been, well, met with an unfortunate fate. He has found a face hugger, unfortunately, and is no more.
Good.
We are doing...
In what?
For what?
Where is the remorse?
So here we've done exactly the same as in Mission 4, which thankfully has worked first try. It is unusual to see that working first try.
Dude, that was awesome. You did very, very well there, GG.
And we are on to the last little section. We have 2 more proper missions and then 1 final closing mission. This mission is very, very rapid fire. We are going to be featuring by far the longest out-of-bounds section. The human does have the shotgun, which sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but the human can actually lose the shotgun, which will result in a soft block if he hears you. And as we need to draw the alien down, because back in Mission 12, you may remember, we used an android to actually open up the tram. You can see the alien dropping there. The alien runs across. He'll turn around. His tail will clip through the tram, activating the tram, meaning that we get this way more easily.
Yeah.
It is so nice compared to Mission 12. Entirely consistent, very quick. And here we have the first time where I will be properly focusing.
Yep.
I need to count exactly 18.5 seconds. And there is an incredibly precise angle that I need to hit. It is really nasty.
Yep.
Fortunately, I've developed a fairly nice setup. So I will be full on focus mode here. Wait for it. Oh, okay. That's half the battle. That is really hard.
God. It's not over yet until it's over,
We need to actually get through here. But hopefully... Oh!
So
nice.
good, so good.
That is tense. To really like emphasize how precise that is.
Yeah.
The actual like lineup angle is like, it's minuscule. You have in the region of pixels to actually hit that. And while there's a little leniency, yeah, you've got pixels either side.
Literally,
so
James has shown me when it messes up, when it works, and like when it messes up, it's kind of catastrophic in a sense. So to see it performed first try in the marathon run, that is amazing, James.
It is a big relief,
buddy.
goodness me.
Oh.
So that is my setup I made, and goodness me, I'm glad it's actually worked.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Whew, okay, we are on to 1 final mission. And then we have the kind of end closing mission. And so we
It's
are
like,
going
you don't
to
even class it as a mission, really, do you?
No,
it's just
it's
like,
kind of the end.
yeah.
But if we get slow walk, let's just say we're going to be seeing the whole game again. Okay, so in this last mission, normally you are meant to be going through a whole gauntlet.
Yep.
However, well, we have the ability to go out of bounds. We also have the ability to get stuck behind a door. Okay.
It's fine, you got it. So we're trying to get back to the Torrens now at the same time. Like, we managed to reestablish the communication. And it's like, okay, get to this bit and like link up the clamp so we can actually dock and then you can get in.
Now, the alien really is unhappy here.
Yeah.
However, we can set up a fairly precise angle here to try and clip into this console, or this little desk. And if I line it up right, we should find we actually fall through here.
It's a bit temperamental.
Really temperamental. Okay, I don't have the right angle. The alien can drop here, which is catastrophic if it happens, because we're making a bunch of noise while doing this.
Good,
Okay,
yep.
we're through. Now, we're out of bounds. We can lower our frame rate to lower gravity and actually entirely bypass the whole section where the alien grabs you into a vent. And we have one last little moment of glory.
And fun fact, technically you should be with a spacesuit on here.
Yeah, well, we have everything.
Yeah, and you can run in space.
Which is very helpful.
Yeah.
Now, the game will actually kill you if you take too long here because you don't have a spacesuit.
Yeah.
So we can't really spend too long. But because this is one last little stretch before we have our final trick, which is a trick called double pins, it is a great time to start saying thank you to the community, because goodness me, as much as it's just me showcasing the run with the amazing Nico here, there is so much more of the community who has helped out with this run and many other categories. And goodness me, we would not be here today if it wasn't for them. So a message very much from my heart to the community is thank you so much. And it is amazing what the Alien Isolation community has done. Over the last year especially, we have very much been in a golden era where records have fallen pretty much across the board. It has been amazing seeing what the community has actually come together to do. And so if this run has interested you, if you're intrigued, if you would like to learn more, please do get in touch and involved with the Alien Isolation community. It is a very, very, very friendly community. Loads of lovely people, loads of people happy to teach you.
Yep.
We have loads of new runners as well at the moment. But if you're curious about this run, any other run, don't be afraid to ask me questions. Like, grab me, I'll be around here. Send me messages. You can contact me either through Twitch or Discord. But we have one last little bit here.
The infamous double pins.
So there is a delay after actually using each of these pins, which means that we can activate 2 at the same time if we're very quick. And so
that was so smooth.
This saves 15 seconds per pin, which is lovely because otherwise we're just sitting in animation. And we have done a setup here where, because we don't have a spacesuit, the camera actually should bug out after this.
Yeah, this is my favorite camera angle.
We are about to introduce to you the greatest camera angle in the entire game.
Yep. You thought you liked Alien Isolation, not until this moment. It is the pinnacle of everything, just before the final, like last 20, 30 seconds.
This is the final little cutscene. We can skip this, but we didn't want to because it has a great little view, which hopefully we'll see in a little second. I wonder what could happen. I wonder what's going on at the moment.
It'd be nice to see, right?
Yeah, I know. What are we going to see? Oh, that's a tail.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the underside of an alien. Thank you. So we got a rather odd shot there.
Yeah, it's just the way that game works when you've been launched back into that position, and essentially Sevastopol's just blown up.
Sevastopol is gone. We are on the Torrens now, and we are ready to meet up with Verlaine. We do have
oh my god, that's such a nice way to end the run as well. That saves like 8.3 seconds, and it's basically, if you don't get it, curse run.
And looking at the time as well, I'm pretty sure this is a PB.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay, well you're going to have to do some manual verification later, but...
Yeah, I am going to have to verify this. Because Nightmare is a rather lesser run category as well.
True.
This might be record.
With no revolver as well.
New record in a new category.
Yeah.
All right,
And
time's going to stop in a second.
Time is coming up shortly. Once we press this button, it will merely be seconds. In 3, 2, 1, time.
GG!
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Thank you.
So if this is like a PB, is this technically world record as well? Or?
Yeah, it would be.
So we'll come back to that very soon. So keep an eye on the Alien Isolation boards and speedrun.com, but this could potentially be a world record PB from James.
That is crazy.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Oh, dear. Well, I suppose the only thing to do now is say thank you. Well, first and foremost, a very big thank you to Nico.
No, thank you,
You've been
man.
a star. And also, just a thank you to everyone here, whether you're here in person, whether you're watching online, whether you're watching the VOD days, years down the line. You are the people who actually make these events what they are. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are such an inspiration to runners. Thank you very, very, very much.
That's RTA world record.
Oh my goodness.
So
that is
probably
crazy.
IGT too.
Yeah. That is awesome. Well, with that, I think that is it from us. Any last thing you want to say?
Stay tuned for the next run. It'll be me.
Can it be 2 PBs in a row?
We'll see about that. We'll see about that one.
All right, well, before we do, we have one final donation. Marix has donated yet another $10. And it just says, Steve over Axel any day of the week. I mean, what a brilliant community. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.